Today I'm going to be talking about the dilemma at the Devil's Den. So, my main ethical concerns with this case was a concern of integrity, a concern of accountability, and a concern of leadership. So, the first of my three concerns, we'll start with integrity, was primarily with Susan. She faced, in my opinion, she faced integrity concerns because she was not sure what to do. I think that right away is a red flag, just because if you are, really have good morals, have good ethical values, I don't think you would be unsure of what to do. I think you just go for it, and right away you'd choose the right action depending on what you think that right action is. She chose to not speak up for fear of upsetting her coworkers, which, in my opinion, I don't think is such a big worry or enough justification for her to not speak up just because she's worried about what others might think or what they might do to her. But as what just as much as her employees did not have integrity either, because they were all participating in the same issue. They were all, you know, doing it themselves as well. The next one is accountability. Susan did not hold herself accountable because she also sat back and watched. I mean, she could have said something at any point in time, any of her shifts, to anybody. Maybe not even the management there, maybe just someone, a professor, someone at the school. The student employees did not hold themselves accountable either because all of them participated and they all could have said something. They all could have said something to their higher up, to a teacher, to a professor, to a counselor, to anybody. So holding yourself accountable and others accountable is an active thing that you have to choose to do every single day, not just when you want to, not just when it's convenient to you. So, as well as leadership was also an ethical concern. The student managers are there to lead, are there to enforce the rules and policies, and they did not do that. Even though it was part of their job, they chose not to. They chose to just take the easy way out. They also participated and sat and watched it happen. The college food services management also needed to provide more training and lead by example. The fact that this was happening right under their noses and they had no idea, or maybe they did know and they just chose not to, poses a threat of leadership skills and a threat of just lack of leadership in general. So some of my recommendations, um, what could Susan or the employees do? Um, what I would not recommend is to take no action because this is exactly what Susan wants to do for fear of what might happen. If you take no action, nothing's going to be changed, and it's going to be the same issue. There's no guarantee that just because when she gets promoted to student manager, things are going to change because it's been going on for so long, even more so at that point that it's just going to be the same thing over and over. It's important to note that inaction is also a form of action. So, again, though, this is not what I recommend. Some actions that I would recommend is Susan or any other student employee needs to report this issue to higher management as soon as possible. Susan needs to lead by example, take an initiative, especially because she believes it is wrong. If she saw something, which she has several times, she needs to say something right away. One thing I do want to point out is Susan feels strongly that she knows what is right and what is wrong. But if she feels so strongly about it, she needs to show it with her actions, Just thinking it or speaking about, wanting to do something different, wanting to provide change is not enough. You need to show it with your actions. And again, if no one speaks up, then nothing's going to change regardless of what she chooses to do. Here are some possible consequences from both action and not acting. So if she does act, again, this is her primary concern. Maybe her coworkers or classmates could be upset. I don't think, again, that's enough to justify not acting because if you believe in something strongly, you believe in doing the right thing, you should go ahead and do it regardless of what others might think of you. No one wants to do the right thing. It's the unpopular choice, but you got to do what you believe is right. And she might get others fired by acting and telling her management or CFS that, hey, look, this is happening. And I don't think that that's something that should deter her either because people should know why they're getting hired. They sign the job. They should know what their responsibilities are and what they have to do correctly. She could get a promotion potentially if she chooses to do the right thing. They might be impressed with her standing up with the fact that everyone is doing it. And she also might feel a sense of relief or more right that she did the right thing. If she continues to not act, the problems will continue and the company will suffer losses from not selling their merchandise and it just being stolen, Other things could arise if the theft increases. Other lines could be crossed due to no rules being enforced. Let's say more stealing from the cash register, or people don't show up for work, or or switch shifts with whoever they want without approval. Stuff like that could just continue to arise from this initial lack of accountability. As well as if she does not act sooner and someone else says something, someone else speaks up, or CFS themselves, investigate, she could also be blamed and be deemed a part of the problem and also lose her job because she didn't act, so she's going to be grouped in with there as, hey, she was part of the issue, she was also probably stealing, she was also watching it happen. So those are some possible consequences of her either acting or inacting, as well as the employees. That's my presentation on the ethical issues with this case study. And I'm Maurice Rivera. Thank you.